We would not want to see y'all saying she homeless. We don't want to see that. You guys have to remember, I took her to the original audition to Baddies. She was not going. My son was pushing for her to make music. We have never tried to not want her to succeed. You don't get blessed like that. And we've been blessed our entire life. Why would we want to damage our blessings over somebody, a single mother, not wanting her to be blessed? We are happy that she has a place for the baby. Yes, we are a family. We love each other. We fight. We argue. But we have never been the type of family that would want to see anyone not have a place for their child to live. Y'all think we just over here laughing, ha ha, she ain't got no house? Like, that is not, what kind of people? God does not bless people like that. We wouldn't be in the position that we're in to bless other people if we thought that that was a cool thing for her to be homeless. I have reached out to her so many times to try to help her. Jonathan came home to try to help her. She said there's no baby with no baby without her. That's her choice. That's her child. If she wants to be a package deal and he don't want to be involved, that's where we are. Leave everybody alone so that time can heal. Y'all mad now because she got this and she got that. Why would we be mad? If we would have been mad, we would have never tried to help her get it. I just read a comment today where it was like, oh, she got a house and y'all mad. And we're just all sitting here like, girl, we've all had houses, our name on property since 2015. Why would we not want her to have her name on her, whatever she got? I mean, you got to be something's wrong with y'all brains. You remember, I'm the one who told her, me and Tasiki and John, you can't and drink while you're pregnant. If we was haters, we would have did like y'all and told her, yeah, do that shit. Everybody do it. We would have been doing like y'all. I don't know how y'all keep getting us mixed up with the people who did this damage. Remember, I have all y'all messages, all y'all pages where y'all was arguing with me, telling me to mind my own business when I was telling her don't drink. Don't listen to these people. So please stop telling. I know what a hater looks like.
The moment Karlissa Saffold found out that Chrisean Rock had moved into a luxury apartment, everything shifted, and not quietly. What should have been a simple glow-up instantly turned into something intense, something people couldn't just scroll past. Her reaction didn't come off casually. It felt layered. There was a tone, an edge, and a sense of history behind every word. You could almost feel the tension through the screen. Like this wasn't just about an apartment, it was about everything that led up to it. Meanwhile, fans watching it all unfold were split. Some were more shocked by the upgrade itself, while others couldn't get over the reaction. Because normally, moments like this are celebrated, but this felt personal. And the more people replayed the clip, the more questions started building. Was it jealousy? Was it a concern? Or was there something deeper that hadn't been addressed yet? One thing became clear fast: this wasn't just another viral moment. Once a family steps into already messy situations, things rarely stay simple. And now, everyone was locked in, waiting to see what would happen next. As the clip kept circulating, Karlissa Saffold's reaction didn't fade, it got heavier. What first seemed like an emotional outburst started to feel more deliberate, almost like every word carried a message, not just for Chrisean Rock, but for the public watching too. And that's when things really shifted. Because once the internet census layers, it starts digging. People went back, analyzing everything: the tone, the pauses, the expressions, trying to figure out what was really being said beneath the surface. Some believed this wasn't about the apartment itself, but what it represented: independence, growth, and a move that didn't involve Blueface the way things used to. Others felt like there was unresolved tension that had never fully been dealt with. And this moment just brought everything back into the spotlight publicly and unapologetically at the same time. Blueface started trending again without even saying a word. And that silence, it spoke volumes. People began speculating nonstop. Was he intentionally staying out of it, or just watching from a distance as everything played out? Either way, his absence created a gap that the internet quickly filled with theories, assumptions, and endless commentary. And while all this was happening, the apartment became more than just a place. It turned into a symbol of a new chapter, of leveling up, of stepping into something bigger. But with that elevation came attention, and not all of it was positive. What made things even more intense was how divided the audience became. One side defended Chrisean Rock, pointing out her growth and how moments like this should be celebrated. To them, the apartment represented stability and progress. On the other side, some people felt Karlissa Saffold's reaction came from experience or even concern, just not expressed most softly. And that contrast kept everything alive. Because it wasn't just drama anymore, it was perspective versus perspective. As hours turned into a full day, more clips surfaced, more commentary dropped, and suddenly this wasn't just a moment, it became a full narrative unfolding in real time. Old interviews resurfaced, past conflicts were brought back up, and separate moments started connecting like pieces of a bigger story. It felt like everything had been building up to this point. Like the apartment reveal was just the spark. And once social media locks onto a narrative like this, it doesn't slow down, it grows, it evolves, and sometimes it turns into something way bigger than anyone expected. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock carried a completely different energy. Instead of engaging with the noise, she seemed locked into her own moment, her new space, her surroundings, her sense of peace. That contrast quickly became one of the most talked about elements of the situation. On one side, there was emotion, volume, and reaction. On the other hand, there was calm, distance, and silence. And that difference didn't soften things, it intensified them. People couldn't help but question it. Was her silence a sign of strength, or was it the quiet buildup before something bigger? As the situation unfolded, it stopped being about one reaction and started reflecting something deeper: family dynamics, public relationships, and the pressure of living personal moments under a spotlight. In private, something like this might have passed quickly, but online, everything stretches. Every word gets replayed, every pause gets analyzed, and every silence turns into a question mark. What could have been a simple congratulatory moment evolved into something layered, filled with emotion, speculation, and constant attention. Now the tension sits in what hasn't happened. No direct exchange, no clear response, just reactions, interpretations, and an audience waiting for the next move. Because moments like this rarely exist on their own, they're usually the beginning of something that either settles quietly or escalates. And right now, the energy hasn't faded. If anything, it feels like it's building. Even as time passed, things didn't calm down, they tightened. Karlissa Saffold's reaction continued echoing across timelines, being replayed and reanalyzed, and somehow it felt louder with time. Not just because of what was said, but because nothing had been resolved. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock's silence added pressure, like a countdown no one could ignore. The audience wasn't just watching anymore, they were waiting for a response, a shift, or even a subtle move that could change everything again. At the same time, Blueface stayed in the background, and that absence became its own kind of presence. Every moment he didn't speak added weight to the situation, making it feel like something bigger might be happening behind the scenes. Speculation took over. Some believed everything was being handled privately. Others felt like the silence was leading to something explosive. Either way, the uncertainty kept people locked in. What stood out most, though, was how this moment transformed into something symbolic. The luxury apartment became more than just a place, it turned into a statement, a shift, a line separating the past from whatever comes next. And that's why the reaction hit so hard, because it felt like two completely different energies colliding. One rooted in emotion, history, and unresolved tension. The other focused on growth, independence, and moving forward. Now, the question isn't just about what's already happened, it's about what comes next. Because moments like this don't just fade. They either settle quietly or evolve into something bigger. The attention is still there, the conversation is still active, and people are still watching closely for any sign of what's coming. Whether it's a response, a shift, or something entirely unexpected. One thing is clear: this story isn't finished yet, and the next chapter could change everything.